But I just, anyways. So going back to where we start, let's start. Let's backtrack a little bit. Go back to we were introducing people before all these technical difficulties. So again, I'm Metal Mike from Louisville, Kentucky. These gentlemen are from Tricord. I'll let them introduce themselves a little bit here, and then we'll get started.
Go for it, Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy. Hey, my name's Charles Martin. I am the clown of Tricord. I mean, the guitarist of Tricord
You
and
had it
harmony
right.
vocalist. Okay, I'm the clown.
His name Pennywise.
Oh no, Bobo, Hobo, whatever they called him, Bozo the clown.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh.
that's funny. I'm the noisemaker of Tricord.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Yeah, I got a lot of random nicknames. Oh, Bubbles.
Depends on the day, all right?
Yeah, depends on the day for sure.
All right. So tell us a little. We and Charles were discussing earlier. Tricord's been a band. He was saying in March of 20. So it makes it'll be 6 years and 2 months. So,
Yes.
so give us a little background.
Whew, a little background. Okay. So
Have changed, I know some.
Charcoal started in 2020 after uh we met a producer and friend of ours named Chuck Hutchison, and in the process of meeting him, we went through a rebranding process and kind of put together two different bands at the time to form Tricord. So Tricord was birthed in technically late February, early March of 2020. We went through a process where we were trying to come up with a name. Like, I kid you not. So we came up with like 42 different names, and all of which nobody had those names. And we had to narrow down those 42 names into Tricord. So where Tricord comes from is Ecclesiastes 4:12. One can be defeated, two can withstand, but a triple braided cord cannot easily be broken. And I paraphrase that a little bit, but that's the gist of the scripture that the name Tricord comes from. I was studying my Bible one morning, just having my little time with the Lord and all. When that scripture, I was studying the book of Ecclesiastes at the time, and that scripture just popped up to me, and we added on the list. And long story short, we ended up becoming the Tricord that you guys know and love today.
Awesome. Awesome. So I don't know if you caught my little blurb a couple days ago when I was promoting the page, and everybody's calling you new metal, and noticed that you guys were a little younger, so you went through that a little bit. And I put all these song titles in there of every major
Blind
new metal
I
band.
caught that, and I was so tickled.
I caught two or three of them. I was like, okay, Blind is definitely Corn, and there was definitely a Linkin Park one. I
Yeah,
was like, okay, I see what he's doing here.
yeah. There was Rage, there was Limp Bizkit, there was POD, Blindside.
Yeah, that was funny, man. I thought it was really clever.
So like I said, I'm 53. I listen to all types of music. I've been through the hair metal days, the new metal days, the grunge days. So I've been listening to I tell people I've been listening to heavy metal since the spring of '85 when Creeping Death from Metallica just entered my brain and said, "Hey, you're a metalhead, and that's why you're metal." And then that song, for a couple years later, from a Christian metal band that's still around, Bride, had a song
Oh
called
yeah,
Metal
Bride.
Mite. They had a song called Metal Mite. So I jokingly tell people I could swore I heard Dale Thompson singing Metal Mite instead of Metal Mike instead of Metal Mite.
That's
So,
funny.
Hmm.
so
It's fitting.
so it's and then and the Christian scene, and I've been in the Christian scene since what '87 is when I first, besides Striper, heard other Christian
Yeah,
hard rock metal bands, and then like I said, I've been a fan of POD since 1994, which
yeah, man.
so a lot of people look at me and are like, they ain't been around that long. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. Early mid '90s.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid listening to POD, man. I used to love me some POD.
Still do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When they came out with that new album,
Veritas.
Yes, that whole album
that
is
whole
amazing.
album is non-skip, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've had some bummer songs, like every band does. I think every band has them throwaway tracks that, yeah, we shouldn't have recorded that.
Yeah, trying to fill the album and stuff.
Yeah, trying
Didn't
to
they
throw an
just do
album.
like a Beatles cover?
Yeah, they just did a Beatles
They
cover,
did a Beatles cover, yeah.
and then Sunny just released a reggae album within like the last month.
Oh man, it's already dropped. I remember the advertisement for that.
It's on Bandcamp, and you can order it right now. He's got pre-orders for autographed CDs for it,
Get
but
out of
it's
here.
limited.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Called Sunny Dread.
Sunny Dread.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That sounds like the total emo album. Not even gonna lie to you.
It's not emo. It's reggae. So,
Okay.
but CPOD's done some reggae riffs and stuff like that through the years on their albums. So
Yeah, they've always done that.
yeah, so it's not surprising because that's why everybody gets on him for. And he's been using the word "jah" a lot back in the early days.
Yeah.
So it's always been there.
Their Angels and Serpents album, that one was very, very, very like reggae like in itself. That was one of my favorite albums by them, probably.
Yeah, like I said, I've been a fan
For the earlier stuff, that is.
From the I'd say the mid period myself because I've
Yeah.
been with them for so long. But I mean, I can't. I like I said, I found there's songs that it's like okay, skip. But
Yeah.
most of the time, the rockers I love. I mean, there's been some couple ballads. I love if you haven't heard the uncensored version of "I Am," where he actually does say the F word, which was surprising. But I think it was used in the right context. A lot of people they say it's too controversial.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've even heard some words on albums that it's like, where'd that come from? That's in there pushing out artist. So
King, I don't know if you know heard of the band, but King's Kaleidoscope.
Oh yeah, that one song when he lost his kid.
Yeah,
I was
that
just
song's
thinking
heavy.
that one.
Yeah, that song's heavy, man.
well, just the thought of that heavy.
Yeah, some people get I guess because of me being a lyricist and a songwriter, I guess I understand it. And honestly, to me, like I get where people are like, yo, you know, maybe that shouldn't have been put on the album or recorded or for everybody to hear and stuff like that. I get that because they do have a very young they have a young audience too and all, but like I also understand the vulnerability of it because I mean, you read the Psalms truly and honestly for the time that the Psalms were written. If we're going to be real about it, the Psalms were written very colorfully with language in their time. Because a lot of that stuff that David was saying at the time, those were like tough things to say and tough words to say. It would be essentially like David pretty much being like, yo, I need you to wipe these bleeps off the plate. You know?
Right. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I was getting ready to say too. Is you look at the language that was used, and especially in the Old Testament, there's some stuff in there. I mean, that's like Song of Solomon's. Everybody, oh, there's an X-rated book in the Bible.
Yeah, that it literally is. That's literally like a whole entire book about the intimacy between a man and a woman and stuff. And it's very sensual. You want to read erotica? There you go. Psalms.
the golden playbook.
Yeah. There you go. You got your Christian erotica right there.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I know you all had some big songs in the last couple of years that were released.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know you did the explanation on your own YouTube channel, but just give us a smaller version of what those songs are about. The ones that have been in the last, say, year or so. because that's what everybody's going back and listening to now.
Yeah, for sure. So our two most recent songs in the last couple of years are I guess I gotta kind of lump Untitled into this mix too, but
Okay, yeah,
Untitled, what you of the news since we've been with Resurrection and working with Jeremy Waller as the producer of Tricord. You get Fix Me and What You Got, which are two bangers right now. So
it's on fire.
Charles,
I played that for somebody today at work, and he was like, "That's Christian." It's like, yeah.
that's cool, man. I'm ready for it to be on like a football game or something like that.
Well, I can see that. I mean, like I said, I do a wrestling podcast. I mean, I'll be sure to put it when I promote something on there. I'll be sure to use that as part of my promotion there.
Heck yeah, man.
They got midget wrestling coming to Hinesville.
Yeah, oh my god, midget
Bro,
wrestling.
I meant to ask you if you wanted to go check that out for real.
I go to regular pro wrestling here in my local area. We've actually got. If you are a wrestling fan, we do have two schools here in the Louisville Metro. We've got the group I work with is called Grindhouse Professional Wrestling, which is they have got guys that have worked for AEW and a gal that are signed, and a female that's signed. Then Ohio Valley Wrestling. I don't know if you're like I said, if you're a wrestling fan, they're the school that trained John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, and multiples of other WWE stars.
Get out of here.
I
see your belt on the back.
What's that?
I see your belt hanging in the background.
Yeah, that's for we were talking about my original podcast. I was working with a gentleman, and we had our own belt at this promotion called Grindhouse. And once I left the podcast, I said, "I want the belt."
Go ahead, pass that belt on over to me.
So I've got the original. What we called it was called Ring General's heavyweight title. So, and I wrote the stories for the wrestlers and stuff like that, and helped pick the wrestlers that would hold the belt for that. Which
That's
was
really cool.
Yeah, so I learned a lot doing that. So, anyways, back to the songs. So sorry.
No, you're right.
Go on and on. We can turn around and.
Charles, you got Fix Me?
Well, I mean, you know what my answer is anytime we're asked how those songs came about. I'm very squirrel brain. I think this is when we had first dove off into being a 3-piece band. This was right after Untitled. We were having practice, and I did what I do best. Don't pay attention while everybody else is setting up and just start noodling. And was Fix Me before What You Got?
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. We wrote them both in the same night.
No, Fix Me was actually second in the writing process.
I mean, literally back to back in the same night off of Guitar Riff Noodles. As far as the song as a whole, I wish Corey was here. Corey pretty much gave us the blueprints for the lyrical ideas. But I would say Fix Me is like collaboration of each of our lives and our walks, the struggles we've been through with depression, anxiety, addiction, and stuff like that. Fix Me and What You Got are probably they're two of the most recent songs we dropped, but they're just an introductory of Tricord's newfound glorious sound.
Yeah, boy. And it's about to get crazier, like real crazier.
Well, going crazier than What You Got, huh?
Yeah, a little bit crazier than What You Got. Kind of in the same realm, but a little bit crazier. So, we definitely are going to do a lot more with incorporating trap beats, like trap and metal, like playing around with that realm a little bit more. So a little bit crazier than What You Got, and then bringing in some harder stuff too. more screaming, more fun stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I'm an old metalhead. I listen to a little bit of everything. Everybody's like, how do I listen to some death metal?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it is an ear, put it that way. So you have to. And I'm one now. The running joke with me and some friends is we don't go to the mosh pit, we go to the mosh sit. So
No way.
Said I'm getting too old to get brutalized.
but anyway, so you can sit back, and when you're sitting back in that mosh pit, you can actually listen a little easier and get that vocal that sounds garbled and make out 5 words out of 100.
Yeah, the ones you got to listen very carefully for.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your personal inspirations musically?
Mm.
I always loved this question.
That's a vast picture.
It really is.
Okay, I guess, and being a multi instrumentalist makes it even harder. Um, I guess as a guitarist standpoint, as far back as I can remember, I've always liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the way John Frusciante expresses himself through his guitar. Um, he's just one of the several greats that there ever were, but that's the one I kind of zone in on.
Okay.
Uh, that that's always a hard question. This is always a hard question for me. I don't know why. I guess for me, I, I would have to say like my biggest. It has to go with my family. I grew up in a very musically diverse family. Um, Musicians, dancers and stuff. We listened to my great grandfather. When I tell you that man like can play the fire out of a guitar, he was like an undiscovered BB King. Like BB King got discovered before my great grandpa did. Like type deal. He was just he was just so phenomenal at just the way that he played and the way that he just uh when I think of a person who can make a guitar sing, I think like Carlos Santana. My great grandfather literally can make his guitar sing. And so I've always had just like uh a huge affinity for all different styles of music, all different genres of music. My great grandfather, he could be listening to Conway Twitty 1 minute and Earth, Wind and Fire the next. Um, I my grandma, she could be listening to George Michael's 1 minute and throwing down to Tupac the next. It's just it was I was just and I had my first albums I ever bought were Creed albums. Well, my grandma took me to go buy a couple of Creed albums and stuff because she loved Creed and I loved Creed and I just I grew up around just really good music, really good artists. Matter of fact, my nickname my great grandfather used to call me was Boxcar, and I don't want to get this wrong, and I hope I don't. But one of his favorite musicians was a guy who went by the name Boxcar McGee, and so he named me Boxcar, and lo and behold, I would grow up to be a musician too. So
Hey, that helps diversify you.
yeah,
I grew up with pretty much all what you said. Like I said, I'm not just a metalhead. I jokingly
right.
say, my moniker might be Metal Mike, but you go right now on my phone, there's 6,500 songs of every variety you can think of.
That's awesome.
I'll be playing it at my desk at work, and there comes NWA. I better change.
That's wild.
But yeah, I finally got to see. Talking about Creed, I finally got to see them last summer on this summer of '99 tour.
Oh, must be nice.
Well, it was a bucket list concert, but I don't travel. I'm the one that goes to shows.
Right.
I normally go to a show by myself, regardless of what type of music it is. Every once in a while, I'll find me a buddy, but not very often. And
Right.
Creed was in Lexington, Kentucky, which was 90 minutes from Louisville.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll just try to win tickets. I'm not going to travel and pay for it to go travel. I just don't do that. And I happened to win tickets. So,
That's
and then I had
Nice.
both my backups though that were supposed to go with me because if I'm traveling for a show, I'll have your ticket if I win it. You just drive.
right.
And so,
Oh, you should apply for some more tickets. I'll
I
drive
was
to
about to
come.
say, are they touring this year too?
They are touring this year, and I want to go.
yeah, they are. Well, they're doing a few. I think. Well, they're trying to. Most of the guys, of course, are in Alter Bridge,
Yeah,
and they're going to be doing some stuff too this year. So got to see them at Alter Bridge a couple years ago too.
they got a new album dropping.
Yeah. So I tell you,
I
you know
heard.
who Devin Williams is on Resurrection.
Yeah,
We and some buddies say he sounds and Kenny sound like they're playing for Alter Bridge. I mean, Devin
yeah,
sounds like Miles. You know, that's our opinion, anyways. I mean, I don't know
yeah.
what other people think, but that's what our opinion was.
That's fine. That's funny because that's exactly. Now that you say that, I cannot hear it.
So, and Kenny when he's live can play some serious guitar. So
Right.
when he's able to tour with Devin. Devin's a great guy too. I had him on last year on the show, and that was a great interview.
Yeah, we love getting to hang
I've
out with
had
Devin.
Resurrection bands are like, hey, we'll do this, we'll do this. And with me doing them bi-weekly, it's kind of hard to juggle, like I said, one and the wrestling one. And it's like, okay, got to do this publicity, got to do this publicity. When you're running 9 pages between the two podcasts, it can get hectic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, what are you all trying to get any festivals this year? I know y'all did last year. Are y'all just going to be worried about local stuff and then record and then a few of the Resurrection fests? Or
You want to know what's funny? We actually do not do like a lot of local stuff. It's the most local we do. There's 2 places that get us all the time. There's a city called Richmond Hill, Georgia. It's about 45 minutes or so from us, and there's a church over there. Our sister band Crimson Overtone, Christina, the lead vocalist of Crimson Overtone, her dad is in some kind of shape, form, or fashion on staff at the First Baptist Church of Richmond Hill, and every year they do something to try to get us some kind of local exposure and all, and that's always an amazing thing, man. And we have a really good turnout at that church. And the other one is probably our favorite venue on the whole entire planet, Murray Hill Theater in Jacksonville. They typically book us a couple of times to open up for some big acts that they book a year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in these days, in this time period, it is hard for bands to get out, and that's where they make their most money. Not to bring money into this, but even if it's a ministry, you still got to make money to record.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's bands making money.
That's why I said you're making money to put it in recording, so you're not really making money.
Right.
That's literally where it all goes, man.
I mean, I got friends up here in Louisville that's their whole thing. That's anything they make at a show or merchandise or whatever, the money they make goes right back into the band fund. Nobody gets an actual paycheck from the band.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. A lot of people, when you tell them that, musicians or whoever that's not, especially a Christian artist, they don't get it.
Yeah,
they're out there to make the money, and if you can make money, like you all just said, playing music, good for you, because it's getting harder and harder for bands to get anywhere. Especially in the Christian scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've had a hard time being in the scene for years. We had back in the day before you had the multiple streaming platforms. If you've seen you had to either buy it from an ad you saw a picture like, oh, that album looks cool,
right?
Or trust somebody that was reviewing, and it's like, oh, this is so and so, and they sound like so and so. That was all we had, and you'd bet a year you might, if you were buying CDs, you might buy one a month,
Right.
from a bookstore. Now you've got streaming, and you've got 5,000 bands to choose from. You got to find a playlist that has that song for that quarter, that one song for the 6 months, maybe, like we were just
Right.
talking, and hopefully somebody listens to it. Like Facebook, Spotify just did, and then everybody hates Spotify. I mean, unfortunately, that's what I've started with and still using. But they were talking about how Spotify is not paying anybody unless they get so many streams at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put playlists together to try to help. I mean, it don't facilitate much money, unfortunately, we know.
Yeah.
But that's the radio of the future. There's a playlist. We all know that. You got internet Christian radio stations, and like Rock for Him putting stuff together and on a radio station, but it's so hard for the music to get out there.
Yeah.
That's what Aaron's trying to do with Resurrection, is get the bands out there. But and that's one thing. I mean, you don't see package tours like I did. I've seen package tours back in the 90s, 5 or 6 bands on Tooth and Nail Records or on this label or that label, but you had package deals. Now everybody like yourself have to work every day. You can't take off. If you take off for vacation and do that, well, you don't have vacation for your family or time with your family.
Exactly. Yep.
And so that's one of the purposes of what I do, is do this. Or you got a comment? Charles is over like, hey. Or he's falling asleep over there on her.
I'm fighting it. It's been a long. I thought it was Monday.
But anyways, that's what Radio Oz is. It's trying to spread the word of new bands that nobody hears without this. It's making those playlists, going to shows. Everybody's like, why do you record concerts? Because nobody can afford a concert anymore. For most of my secular music, I've won tickets to it.
Oh wow!
So, or I went to like Louder in Life, which is the largest metal festival in the country or the world, maybe even. Like last year they had 175 bands on 7 stages over 4 days.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's being squirrel brain for real.
Yeah. And with me having neuropathy in both my feet, I had to figure out. I finally figured out a way to sit down at the thing. But you'd have to. I mean, you couldn't see all the bands you wanted to see.
Right.
I got lucky. I got to see Dream Theater. I got to see Dragon Force.
Oh man.
Demon Hunter. Convictions. Let's see who else. ICP.
No way. Not Insane Clown Posse.
Yep.
I would have had to walk on that one.
What's that?
Oh man.
I would have had to walk off on that one. Them guys are wild.
Well, wild.
Let's see. I got 3 Days Grace. Who all played? I got to see last year. Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie.
Oh man.
You pay, if you pay for the ticket, it's about $350 to $425, depending on when you buy it.
Right.
But for that many bands and many headliners, it's not a bad deal.
No, not at all.
But it's at the in middle of September. It's hot still. I mean, there was days it was 95 degrees here, and you're walking on pavement, gravel, all that. So it gets tiring. I mean, Red Hot Chili Peppers played a couple years ago, but they didn't play any new. They played all new stuff, not anything old.
I heard a bunch of people ticked off about that.
Yeah,
that's what happened when I saw them a few years back. They played like it was the weird album too. Not Dark Necessities. Anyways, they played a bunch of stuff. I was like, man, where's all the hits at? What's going on?
Right. Got to see you're talking about another Jane's Addiction, which was probably one of the wildest shows I'd ever seen, because they had women hung on the meat. You ever seen them hanging on the meat hooks through their back?
Oh yeah. I've seen people do that.
Yeah, they did that during their show.
Oh no.
I'm good on that part.
Right. You see more there than you want to see. But like I said, they've had, like I said, last year was real. I mean, I've been 4 years. Let's see. Yeah, 4 years. And like I said, I mean, for that price, I don't mind paying it.
Right.
But and you put the tickets on layaway.
Dang.
Yeah, so I could go put $25 down today, and then I might have to pay $50 each month until the show.
Right.
But it's still a pretty good little deal. And then, like I said, I want to try. I'm really going to try hard this year to get back to KCF. So
we're
like
trying hard to get back to KCF too.
I was about to say us too.
I'll go. I can't. The thing is, people. I get people all the time. Vote for my song on Rock for Him. Vote for my song on this chart. I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to do that because I can't pick just one person. I don't want to be
right.
And I'm not that person. That's why I do the playlist. I don't. I mean, charts are great. They help you get out there, but for me to go vote, I can't pick and choose my favorite people. I've got too many friends in the business to be picking over the next one.
I just choose all my friends.
That's what I'm saying. If I could go,
that's what I do.
I'd be picking everybody I know.
I'm like, oh, we could pick the whole crew.
Right. Here, check mark all of them. Check all.
Yeah. Come on, friends. Let's go together.
Oh, let's see. Somebody's talking. TJ Wingard says, talk about him.
What's up, TJ?
That TJ is our mega fan. Our brother from another mother.
Absolutely. Yo, fun fact about TJ. TJ is the first person outside of the band to actually get a Tricord tattoo.
I thought you were about to say the brand itself.
Yeah, he branded himself.
I was going to say.
I got a hoodie on. You can't see mine, but I'm not taking it all off.
Yeah, we're good on that part.
Come on and take it off.
Yeah, I've got 2 tattoos, and I want more, but they are both in a sense band related from the 80s and 90s, but I don't use them for that. I use them for other symbolism.
That's funny.
I've got one there's a Christian band called in the early 90s called Die Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Their logo was a smiley face with crossbones.
Oh yeah. I've seen that logo before. I know the band actually. Yeah.
And then a group called the Crucified did the Crown of Thorns with the 3 nails together. I've got that, and that's it right now. But also got a couple others I've got that I'm one day maybe going to have money for. I was going to have Joe Rowe from 7 Day Slumber do a tattoo last spring, and it was a praying hands. And he said the way I wanted it, it was hard to get the knuckles right.
Right.
So
let me try again. Joe does some dope behind tattoos.
Oh, he does. Yes, he does. And we got a Corey Grussing.
Hey, Corey.
He's talking about Skillet.
Did she say we were next to kin to Skillet?
Let's see if I can roll this back. Can't roll it back. It won't let me roll back.
Oh. Hold on, I got you, fam.
Check it again.
Corey said, hey, let me see. It won't let me scroll either. What in the world?
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I met Skillet before they were anybody. Back in the mid to late 90s, when they were grunge, turning into almost electronica.
Yeah.
But all right, let's see. Somebody, TJ said something. I got a heart tattoo with a cross in it to represent the Christ in the center of my relationship with my fiance Anna. And then an Ephesians 2:10 tattoo to remind myself I am gifted. Awesome, dude.
Yeah. TJ's so dope. I want to. My favorite verse is Isaiah 41:10, and I want to get that as probably my next tattoo.
Yeah. I've always thought about getting PS 150
Mm,
because since I listen to music like I do,
right.
I just thought about just putting the letter PS, letters PS, and then 150, and then people question me about it, and there's what it's for. That way, it's not all written out because I mean that'd be a long tattoo, right?
Oh yeah.
But that's one thing I tell people when they say, "Why do you listen to hard stuff?" Well, it tells me to praise Him with clashing cymbals.
Exactly. Exactly. With the gong and all kinds of other little instruments. Yes,
Right.
sir. Yeah.
So, let's see. We said we can talk about anything. I'm not
I
trying to
tell
talk
people I tell people I listen to heavy music because no shade on any of these artists, but I don't really see Jesus cracking open the sky and going to war with daggum hell and the demons to I'm a friend of God, or
Give us clean hands.
yeah, no.
I mean,
He's
I have
he's coming he's coming with something brutal.
right, exactly. I'm not the biggest praise and worship fan at all because it was since the Christian market got so flooded with it, it just took the whole meaning and atmosphere from it to me. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody each their own. Let each. I mean, if it means something to you and the lyrics do something for you, great. But I can find some. I mean, there's a almost death metal version of Awesome God out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that'll reach. I mean, but like I tell people, we're not going to go. This style of music is typically not going to reach the church people as much as it will somebody if you went and played in a club.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
They call us musicianaries.
yeah. I mean that's an old term. That is an old term, and the truth. I mean, that going back to that. I mean, that goes back to what we were saying about touring.
Yeah.
30 years ago, you actually had musicianaries that would go from town to town, live off the love offering to get them
Mm-hmm.
back to each town. They'd have somebody feed them and house them for the night to celebrate, and to
Yeah.
share. But nowadays, like going back to what we were saying about touring, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So,
Not the same, man. It is definitely much more grimy because the music industry is just so oversaturated now, with it being so easy to make your own music and to do things. And now we've even added the headache and the competition of AI and AI music and AI bands and stuff like that. And it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier, man. I know for us in Tricord personally, one of the things that we're really trying to do is we're ready to put out new music. And matter of fact, we got music in the chamber, but we're desperately trying to get an album out by the summer this year. And I want it to be a non-skip album. I want it to be something that competes against, and I don't mean this, like our heart is always ministry with Tricore, so don't misconstrue what I'm about to say, but I want something that's going to compete against a Sleep Token um um or any of the new top names of bands and artists out there nowadays. And it all be for the glory of God too.
I'm 100% there with you. It's like one thing I've done through the years, and it goes back to what I'll explain to you since we haven't really talked before. Explain to you with Radio Oz with some of the playlists I create, and this goes back to making mixtapes in the '80s,
Mm-hmm.
taking a secular song and then a Christian counterpart, and they sound similar. Can't say
Right.
they sound alike, but put them on the same tape or the same mix, and
Yeah.
somebody will say, "Oh, that's a good song. Who is that?" When they look up and they look at who it is, and it's a mustard seed. It's a small
Yeah.
seed planted in there to explain, and then they go in there and start seeing the scripture. If that
Yeah.
makes any sense. And a lot of people, and I get flack for that sometimes because, like I said, you go to my YouTube channel, you've got all the bands we mentioned from Louder in Life last year, live videos. But then you'll have a contemporary Christian artist from here locally be on there. that I
Yeah.
support or I know personally. And then I know a bunch of, and then like I said, we see some rock acts come through here. We see Seventh Day, we've seen Disciple, we've seen The Protest,
Right.
all that. But those are bands that tour consistently.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't go out. You'd have a hard time going out because of life. You're not. You want to. That's your dream. But the reality is, you can't go out there and go on tour for a month and not have your family suffer.
Yeah, for sure.
Not,
Hopefully that'll change.
that's what I'm saying. That's your dream and your prayer. But if your music will share in one of these playlists and reaches that one person, as the old saying says, that reaches the one person, you did it right.
Yep, 100%.
And that, like I said, that's everybody calls it my not mission. Well, my mission, but my the word I have a hard time putting with my what I do. But anyway, if I remember it, I'll tell you here in a second. But I want it to be known that I'm a Christian, but I also want it to be known that I can relate to the next person next to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people, and I get all kinds of flack for that, But Jesus sat with the sinners,
Yeah.
Why should I have a hard time doing that?
Yeah. Paul said, "Be all things to all men," and that scripture doesn't mean to compromise our walk or do anything that's sinful or going to cause someone to stumble, but it just means be relatable, be present in the moment. It talks about in Proverbs, mourn with those who mourn and rejoice with those who rejoice. That's being all things to all people and stuff. Like commonality, finding common ground with people. That is how we spread the gospel and share the gospel and stuff. It's something so simple as talking about someone's t-shirt that they're wearing and stuff opens up a whole opportunity for you to share the gospel and witness to it. I don't mind having tattoos now and having a few different ones. I have a Hebrew tattoo, ahava, which is God's love in Hebrew on my arm, and it opens up a whole entire story for me to. And people always ask me what that tattoo says or what it is or whatever, and it opens up the whole entire moment for me to share my testimony of suicide and depression and how God saved my life and changed my life from self-harm and self-hatred and so on and so forth, man. God always allows us to have opportunities. We just have to look for opportunities to minister and to share the gospel, no matter where we are and no matter what we're doing.
Exactly. I mean, I always tell people, be authentic with it. Don't be.
Yep.
As long as you're authentic, people will listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the key. We've all seen televangelists be on stage and they're saying one thing, but behind closed doors, they have no clue. They have no clue what the people in front of them are going through.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like you're talking, what someone that's had depression or something, you can help them understand that, hey, they don't have to do this or they don't have to do that. Or you had an addiction, here's your way out. Or here, and I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. Some people's like, oh, you're praying for me. I'm praying for you. When somebody posts up, me and David Paticoni were talking last week. Somebody puts up, hey, I need some prayer today. Well, I might not say a 10-minute prayer about it, but know you're in my thoughts. You really are. And I've said a small, God be with these people. Their need. As simple as that. And a lot of people, like I said, you hear people, you see the people on Facebook that they say, don't send them your thoughts and prayers. Why not?
Yeah.
They need that. They do need that.
Absolutely.
I know, and I get it. It's annoying if you're not a believer and you hear people say that. I hear about that all the time. I had a friend of mine post today on Facebook talking about the football game from Miami and Indiana last night.
Way to go, Indiana!
That was crazy. That whole game.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't watch it, but I was keeping up with it all night and watching some of the stuff as it came through. And I'm like, man, they actually made this a game.
Yeah, I was glued beginning to end. I watched the whole entire game. It was good.
But anyways, he was talking about how the Indiana's quarterback thanked God when he was done,
Mm.
and he was like, and this guy's an atheist, and he was like, why is he thanking God? He's just a good football player. I'm like, you just don't understand because you're not in those shoes.
Yep.
It took something for him to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might. I mean, yeah, we all like even with a band, you're like, yeah, I'm a great guitar player. Somebody else might be like, no, you're not. But God's anointed you to play that guitar or sing or
Absolutely.
whatever. Talking about your family earlier. Not many families can say that they've got this lineage of performers.
Right.
I can't. My uncle was a great guitar player. I can't play a lick. My brother's a great artist. I can't draw a straight line. My daughter, though, left-handed, is a better artist than both of us combined. Me and him combined. And it's like, skip the generation on my side.
Right.
But people, and like I said, I think that's why I've always gravitated to the hard rock, metal, whatever, is because to me that's a better witness than the Christian contemporary scene.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're all not going to reach the church. Church has already been reached.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't be, or you wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few exceptions, but you get my point.
Yeah.
We're the ones that's going to be out there doing what the disciples were told to do. Go and preach the gospel to the world.
Yep.
And that's what we're
unapologetically and unashamed.
Exactly. All right, gentlemen, we've been on here for about an hour, playing an hour and a half, but I do appreciate you doing this at the last minute. Or I'm trying to hopefully, like I said, get my life outside of this little, what I call this. Believe it or not, this is my laundry room I'm sitting in. It's called my loffice. It's got my washer on one side, my dryer. I got my washer on one side, my dryer on one side, the desk in the middle. I've got a TV on a bookcase on one side, books on one side, the other side. I've got, like you said, wrestling stuff on one side, a big stack of thousands of CDs behind me. And then in front of me, I've got drum heads, special posters from concerts I've went to, drumstick sets from different bands that have supported me. So I do, like I said, I do love that people have accepted me doing this. I mean, especially, like I said, being DIY, not going back and doing stuff and editing and adding this background, that video clip. This is fun, just sitting and talking like we have.
Yeah, for sure. And we can probably keep going for another hour or two.
We probably could, but Charles is going to fall asleep on us before it's said and done.
Yeah, he is.
He might have already done that on us. We don't know.
I thought I was still muted, but the baby's in there wreaking havoc. She's fighting sleep too.
It's only 8:30. What are you talking about now? My wife is in bed typically before 9:30. So, and I've got my dinner waiting on me. I still haven't ate my dinner since I had to run late this evening. So, anyways, gentlemen, I do appreciate it. Let's let everybody know where we can find Tricord, their music, videos, and everything else they want to know about Tricord.
You can go to our website. We have a website, www.tricordmusic.com. We're literally on every single streaming platform there is, included Deezer and all those other new ones as well. You can find our music. We have some CDs too. When you come check us out at our merch table, or message us personally on Instagram or Facebook. You can order those as well. We will have our doggone merch store up on our website.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, where's this at?
Eventually we'll have it up. It's crazy how expensive it is to put a stupid store on your website.
Oh yeah.
It is crazy.
Again, goes back to what I'm saying. That's why I'm DIY.
Yeah. It's wild, man. But eventually we'll have it up.
Oh, all righty, gentlemen. Well, Metal Mike can be found on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. So
Thank you, Metal Mike.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Not
Charles,
a problem.
Thanks for
sorry you're
having
so
us.
tired, but you guys have a great evening. Maybe we'll catch up again sometime soon.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. You as well. Thank you.
No problem, guys. Rock on.
Rock on.
All right. Take care.
Take care, man.